Hello and welcome to an in-between episode of my series with Super Spurs with me, DJMFM. As the title suggests, in this video I'm going to be going through some of the tactics that I use on Football Manager for routines on set pieces, corners, free kicks, etc, etc. They're kind of a default that I use with a lot of teams, but I'm going to be also showing you the tactics section of the formation and the ways in which we'll be trying to play with Tottenham during this save. So first off with the formation, you can see here that the way I try to play is standard four at the back. My two centre-halves are ball-playing defenders. I really like to get those guys on the ball as much as possible, so they have to have a good passing ability. The full-backs do what they do and bomb up and down the pitch. In response to that, Eric Dyer is going to sit into a holding midfield role. Dele Alli is vitally important, or somebody like Dele Alli is vitally important to this formation. As you have a ball-winning midfielder, what I then do to fill the gap is play the standard box-to-box midfielder for this formation. That then allows us to have a good balance in terms of going back and going forward, and especially with somebody like Dele Alli, whose stats in terms of physical ability is really good, it's going to be vitally important that he learns to play that role. So he's currently being retrained in that. As is Ryan Mason. I want to see him develop over the next few years on this game. At the moment, he's playing in an advanced playmaker role just because Eriksen is currently injured. But he is being trained as a box-to-box. The rest of the team then, I play my wingers quite high up. They play in a support role, so they don't go completely gung-ho on here. As I said, always have an advanced playmaker, somebody who can get on the ball and really make things tick, passing out to the wingers and really just, being the linchpin of the team. Harry Kane at the moment is playing as a target man. Now, I normally play as an advanced forward, but for the time being, I'm playing with him up top. The rest of the team are having all of their attributes retrained to play in the formation as here. So, for example, somebody like Harry Winks, who is currently a deep line playmaker, I'm retraining him now to be a box-to-box midfielder. So he can just slot in to other people's positions. And for example, somebody like, let's have a look on here. So Andros Townsend is now being retrained as a left winger to play in a winger formation as well. The only person who's not going to be having those attributes changed is Zach Clough. He's going to be retrained as a poacher, but we'll go into some more of that later on. So in terms of the team instructions on here, as I said, we do play counter-attacking football. That is something that the board have asked. So I normally play on standard, but with the players we've got in this team, I'm quite happy to attack. I like to hit early crosses, especially if we've got a target man, so we're going to be doing that. In terms of the passing range on here, it's mixed, but we need to pass into space and really go at teams. I want us to run at defences, which is why I have my wingers pushed so far up the pitch. In terms of tackling and closing down, I've said much more closing down, prevent the short goal kick. I really want us to press teams high up. So we've gone for normal defensive line. Don't want to go too high, don't want to go too deep, just stick to being normal. And in terms of the tackling, I want people to stay on their feet. So for the set piece routines, what we have got on here from the corners, in terms of defending to start with, I mentioned it in the previous episode, on episode 1, where there was a corner routine I was really impressed that actually worked off. How I like mine to be done is that there is always two people up top, no matter what formation we play. In real life, I see it so many times, and I've experienced it where a manager has dragged all of your players back or just left the one up top. It frustrates the hell out of me because if you've got two up top, they have to have a minimum of two back. Normally teams will go with three because they're worried about what you're going to do on the counter-attack. And the more of their players that are up the pitch, the less they're going to be in your box. It's simple, but a lot of people don't do it because they want to get as many men in the box as they possibly can to try and defend it. I think if you've got less players in the box, you've got a capability of being able to mark your man on a proper basis. So I've got two people who stay on the near post and the far post. The centre halves, as they are the tall players, mark the tall players, and everybody else man marks. No zonal marking, no zonal 6 yards, no zonal short corners. Everybody else picks up their man. In terms of attacking routine, what I tend to have done is the two fullbacks will stay back, as they're the ones who've got a lot of pace and a lot of power to really help out in terms of maybe a counter-attacking. I want people who are fast to be able to break up the play and keep up with the attackers. The defensive midfield player, which at the moment is Eric Dyer, will stay back if needed. If they've got two players up there, then great, he'll stay back. If not, he'll go forward. The rest of the people go forward on here, except from the advanced playmaker, who will challenge a goalkeeper and try and put some pressure on there. The free kick routine is very similar. Again, advanced playmaker attacks the goalkeeper. Everybody else goes forward. Defensive midfielder stays back, along with the fullbacks if needed. And in terms of defending routine, the striker stays up top. The three advanced players, in terms of our formation, form the wall, and everybody else man marks. Now, for throw-ins, how I tend to do it is if you've got a throw-in on the left-hand side, the rest of your back four have to stay in line and be drilled properly into what they're doing. So the rest of the other back players, the defenders, stay here. Majority of people will come short to come collect the ball. Striker goes to the near post to give that option of a flick on, and the two people on the right hand side go forward. Exactly the same on the right hand side. The rest of the defenders stay in their line. Most people come short. Two players stay forward. The striker gives out the short option. So yeah, as I said, that is the tactics that I use, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to see and gauge and interact with other people for Football Manager to see how much in depth you go into, because it's not really something that's discussed that much. But do you use the default that the game gives you? Do you go into it at all? Is it something you do to begin with, or do you remember halfway through a season? Let me know what you do in the comment section below. As I said, I'm really interested to get your thoughts and opinions on this. Just to see if there's anything you think I can maybe improve on in terms of the tactics, or as I said, just to see if you actually like what I'm doing as well. So yeah, as I said, that just wraps up for today. I will see you, as I mentioned before, in the next game, which will be away at Man United. So until next time, adios.